This video will explain how to add a dependent to your UHIP plan. So what is a dependent? A dependent is a spouse or child/children that are here with you in Ontario while you are studying. It is mandatory to let the UHIP administrator know when your dependents have arrived in Ontario so that they can be added to your UHIP plan. Why should you add your dependents? If you do not add your dependents to your UHIP plan and they fall ill while in Ontario, you will have to pay out of pocket for any medical expenses that they may incur. How can you add them? You can add a dependent by completing the online dependent application form and emailing it to the UHIP administrator at uhip@trentu.ca. So on the uhip.ca website, you can find the dependent form under UHIP services. It is under forms, documents, and tutorials. It is the first form, the application form. So you can fill it out online and then save it. You need to fill out your information. You are the member. Please include your student number in the top right corner under University ID number. And then there's your dependent information. So the first one is a spouse. If it's your spouse, please ensure that you check the box that you've been in a relationship for more than 12 months if it is applicable. The arrival day in Canada should align with your coverage start date. So here's the date arrived in Canada, and here is the coverage start date. If your dependent arrives, for example, if your dependent arrives October 15th, then it is strongly recommended that their coverage start date is October 15th. You will be charged for the month of October as they only do monthly billing. If your dependent arrives October 15th, but you put the coverage start date as November 1st, then they will not have coverage for those 2.5 weeks. Therefore, if they need to seek medical treatment during those 2.5 weeks, you will have to pay out of pocket for those expenses. The coverage end date is August 31st of the current academic year, and that is the same for everyone. If you continue your studies the following September, then your dependent's information will carry over as well to the next academic year. If your dependents get UHIP or leave Canada for an extended period of time, please email uhip@trentu.ca as soon as this information is received. Then we can cancel your dependent's UHIP coverage and possibly offer a prorated refund. So for the 2023-2024 academic year, the dependent fee is the same fee that you pay as a student, which is $63 a month. So if your dependents come with you for the start of the January term, then it is $504 per person. This additional fee is added to your Trent student account, and you pay for it the same way that you make tuition payments. You can only have one spouse as a dependent, but you can have as many children as you have here with you in Ontario. Only the first two dependents are billed, meaning if your spouse and 3 children are here, you will only be billed for 2 dependents, even though they will all have coverage with UHIP. If your dependents are arriving after your arrival, please wait until they have arrived in Canada to let the UHIP administrator know. This way, you won't be charged ahead of time. If your dependent have been here for months before letting the UHIP administrator know, then you will be charged a $500 late fee by Cowen, the insurance company. And you can see that down here, the late fee. Your dependent's UHIP will renew every September as long as you are enrolled and registered for classes. Please make sure to also let the TCSA or the TDSA know about your dependents as well. You will need to add them to the Blue Cross benefit plan too. There is a deadline for this addition as well.